Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the high-grade Gundam Marchosias from 2020. And I guess I'll start with like the build, and it was when I opened the box, it was I was a little disappointed because this V-fin is bent. That's not the only thing that's bent though. Over here, I think it's this one. This one is also bent. The little sword. I'm not sure what happened because the runner themselves is not bent. Because the way that the V-fin is attached, there's no point of where there's like no nub marks on the actual V-fin. It's like down closer by the that white sticker. But from here where the white is going upwards, it's just bent, and I don't know how that happened. The box is completely fine. I'm not sure if there was a molding error or something, but yeah, I'm not. I mean, overall, I still like this kit, so I'm gonna just have to deal with that. Anyways, moving on to the appearance. This is by far, I believe, one of my favorite Gundam kits ever, to be honest. Besides Gundam Grammary, but I should get another Grammary at some point because I modified my one and only Grammary. But I love this design because the Gundam Marchosias comes from the timeline of during the Calamity War era, and it just has a really nice sharp like design to it, and I think this would go very well if you kit bashed it with like Barbatos Lupus or Lupus Rex. The only thing that I'm not really too happy about is the head. If we take a look at the head here, that kind of looks a bit plain. And I know that this is like an older mobile suit, and of course it's like from the Calamity War, it's an older Gundam. But the head design on the sides here, it's a bit plain in my opinion. And the head, like, it's so thin compared to the modern Gundams, because if we take a look at if we compare the heads to Barbatos Lupus Rex, the Marchosias' head is a lot smaller. This is not including the V-fin though, but you can clearly see Barbatos Lupus Rex's head is a lot bigger. And I also tested this out earlier, but I put Lupus Rex's head on Marchosias. Tell me in the comments what you guys think of that. It's a little strange, but I don't know. It's kind of there, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, so another thing that I wanted to talk about was stickers. Now, when it came to stickers on the head here, the eyes are separate. The eyes are separated. If you can even see them. Hold on. Hold on. It's kind of hard to see, but the stickers for the eyes are here. 2 and 3, those are separate individual eyes. Number 4 and 5 are the white stickers up on here. And I believe 6 and 7 are meant to be the red tips on this part of the V-fin. And number 1 is that sight in the middle of the forehead. So that's a lot of stickers. That's like, what, 7 stickers for just the head alone? So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but yep. So, sticker-wise, number 9 and 10 are all for the shoulders. This one, this tip right here, the back, same on the other shoulder as well. There's also stickers, which one was that? Number 12 is for the inner, the inner, I don't know what you would call this. The inner armor flap. I'm also curious, I'm also kind of curious of why they designed the shoulder to have 2 shoulder armor pads, but yeah, me personally, I would probably remove this. Oh, also, I did notice that doesn't this look like a head if you were to like do it that way? Like that red piece looks like a visor, and like you just have these long horns. That looks like a head, doesn't it? Anyways, the arms down here, they're kind of similar. I wanted to compare these to Barbatos Lupus, which is why I thought Barbatos Lupus would be a pretty decent kit bash, as well as the Lupus Rex, because the tail blade. And the tail blade I would put on this one because of how like aerodynamic the chest looks. It's a lot sharp, and I think it fit. I think it would fit quite well with the Lupus Rex tail blade. So moving down to the legs here, or moving down to the waist, you do have this very nice rear armor, kind of like a, I guess to help with the aerodynamics, it kind of looks like a plane nose. And honestly, the legs, the leg design here is probably one of the, and in the feet as well, is probably one of the reasons I really love this kit. Like, just the overall, all of the sharp edges and the design overall is just, I think it's really good. Now, if you don't know already, I am an Iron Blooded Orphans fan, so that's probably why I'm talking a lot about this. Another thing that I do want to mention, though, the Barbatos Lupus has the extended piece inside of the inner frame of the arms. Inside of this arm, you do not get that extended piece. You get an extended polycap. And that kind of sucks. Oh, by the way, that red piece right here is a sticker on the hand. But that piece right there in the inside, that is a polycap extension, not a piece like you would see on the Lupus. And I want to point this out because you have your ball joint attachment, and there's no click when you put these in. They just slide in. So I'd imagine it would be difficult for this kit to hold items because, well, it's just not holding. It's not, that polycap is not holding the ball joint in place. It's just a tube, and you just slide the hand on. So I don't know what you would do about it, but I would say fix that up for sure. Anyways, I think that is all for the appearance, unless we can talk about this. I'll probably get to that later. Oh, and these as well. Anyways, moving on to the articulation, we have a polycap neck, ball joint at the bottom, ball joint up top. It can look up that far, and it can look down. Oh. it can look down that far. No, it cannot do the 360 because of that chin. That chin armor is insane. Moving down to the waist. Oh, another thing that I want to mention. During the build of this, straight built out of box. No glue, no nothing. The inner frame swivel right here, that swivel, it was really loose. Like, straight out of box, it was loose. It was not strong. I mean, it was never strong to begin with, but it was like very, very loose compared to like Barbatos straight built. So I did have to glue the inside where it rotates, and I just have, I mean, you can still get the rotation that you need, but yeah, I did have to glue that. But you do have a ball joint leading into the waist. You have your standard poly cap in the chest right here for the arms. You have a swivel on the shoulder armor, C-clip attachment. You have a swivel for the inner armor panel and the outer armor panel, shoulder panel. You have your actual shoulder joint. The arm can go up that far. I believe if I move this forward, it can go that far, I guess. Yeah, that armor is definitely getting in the way of the actual arm itself. But you also have your standard single point bend at the elbow and your ball joint wrist, which just slide in. There's no click, no nothing, it just slides in. Moving down to the waist, you have your front skirting armor. Go up like that. Yeah, that does, I guess that's as far as it goes, all the way up, which is insane, but it's not going to help in poses. Rear armor does nothing. Side skirts attached by a ball joint and socket, but I'll get to this later. Moving down to the legs here, we have that Iron Blooded Orphans waist swivel in there, like that. Front swing, front kick can go that far. Rear kick can go that far. 180, or just a little bit over 180. Oh, that armor is separating. Just a little over 180 degrees in that thigh swivel. That armor is separating though. Double jointed knee bend, you can get that much knee bend. This is like typical for Iron Blooded Orphans because of how the armor is. And of course, down at the ankles, we have that ball joint and that standard typical Iron Blooded Orphans ankles tilt. So that's outwards, and this is inwards. So that's typical for Iron Blooded Orphans. We do have a polycap and swivel up here, so decent range going down, and almost nothing upwards. Although it is at an angle upwards, but there's really nothing to it, so basically nothing. But before I built this kit, I thought this piece of ankle armor or foot armor I thought there would be a joint in here. There's no joint, but so it's just stuck like that at that angle. So that's a bit interesting. And that is it for the main kit itself. Moving down to the backpack here, we have a polycap in here, attachment for the mace, and swivels go far. This is backwards, this is forwards. Of course, you're not going to get this much when you actually attach it to the kit, to the Gundam. You do have a swivel here. That's all the range that there is. And then you have this folding out mechanism actually, yeah, fold out, it can go that far, but you can also swivel this and bring it out that far. One thing that I want to mention is that I don't know why it's designed this way, but I think you have to remove this hand right here, this sub-arm hand, and actually attach it up here to that little section there, and that can hold the sword outwards. But I don't know why it's designed this way, but yeah, you just store it by removing the hand and putting this ball joint in first, and then you just slide that on in. Handles, the inner parts of the handles are supposed to be yellow, so that is color inaccurate. But on here, you can see the handles are meant to be yellow, or the inner parts of the handles are meant to be yellow. So you just close that up, swivel. It doesn't attach very well, but it's literally just a swivel. It's almost like a Lego piece if you want to think about it that way. That's how it's designed. You just slap it on like that. Just like that, and you close out. Yeah, so not the strongest attachment. It's not closing. There we go, okay. That's all the articulation for the backpack. Now, of course, you attach it by the peg into the back. You just want to put that on like so. And now it has wings. And also, from my understanding, this, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is probably the most back-heavy Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans kit to come out so far. And, okay, so moving on to the side skirt here, you have your, I think this comes down, and that's supposed to be a railgun right there. Not very detailed, not detailed at all, but you just cover that up. You have a swivel right here. This is the socket for the ball joint attachment onto the waist, and for the articulation of the arm itself, you want to separate this, bring this outwards, and fold out the sub arm like so. So that, of course, stores another dagger or knife. What is it? What are these called actually? Short swords. They're called short swords. So there is that. So okay. Putting it back in, you just close it like that. Rotate this and just close that up. And of course, to attach, you just put the ball joint into the socket, and that is how it is done. Now, moving on to the actual accessories of this kit, you already saw the short swords and how they store. Next, we have the sword, the actual large, long sword. Not really much to say about it. It's a very nice sword. I would probably prefer this over the Barbatos katana, but very nice. Now, you do get a scabbard with this, which actually combines it. You have to attach it, make sure the spikes are pointing down, and the sword is facing, the blade of the sword is facing upwards, and you want to attach it in like so, like that, and you want to push it down, make sure it's firmly sat in, and that is the mace. The quote-unquote bastard mace, which I do love the name for that. Now, you do see this peg here, and if you go to the backpack, that polycap hole I mentioned before, you want to put it there and store it like so. I would show you all of the weapons in the hand, but I don't know if that's really worth mentioning anymore, because a lot of Gundam kits are pretty... if you've built a lot of Gundam kits, you would know how the hands work already. So, unless the hands are different, I will mention it, but... or if the accessories are different. But for all of the accessories, the knives and the short sword and the long sword, they all require you to remove the hand, take the hand apart and put the handle inside the hand and then close it with the back armor. So that is basically how normal kits are. But next we have the mini shield. We have that little shield. Again, pretty like pretty aerodynamic, I guess. But you have a peg in the arm, you have a peg up here, and you just slide that into the arm, and that is the shield. Hold on, that is the shield. Hold on. Attached. And the hand fell out because it's not strong. Now, another thing that I want to mention is that this right here, does this have a name? The knuckle guards claws, or knuckle guards / claws. These do not have any sliding mechanism or any swivels. You actually have to unattach this, and it is attached by pegs and socket. So you just move it forward higher up, and that is how you get that to be extended. And it also does reveal some of that inner frame detail. The hand, of course, is falling out. Yeah, so I do have this lip balm thing, and I'll just rest the mace on it so it can stand properly, because without a stand for the backpack, this kit will be back heavy and you will have a very loose kit in a few months. Anyways, moving on to the comparisons now. This is quite a long video, but comparisons, we have RX-78-2 and the F-type Solari Zaku, or the Zaku 2 F-type Solari. So, of course, Iron Blooded Orphans will always be bigger. Well, not always. The Astaroth is almost RX-78-2 sized. And next we have Iron Blooded Orphans kits. We have the Barbatos Lupus Rex, which I think is a very nice comparison to do with the Marchosias. And I also have the Hajiroboshi, or however you would pronounce it. I probably butchered that name. But the Hajiroboshi is the modern version of Gundam Marchosias, which is why I wanted to compare them. So, obviously, we have the Calamity War timeline, or the Calamity War era, and the modern era, or maybe it's not called modern era, but I call it the modern era. So clearly there is a huge difference. It became a lot slimmer, smaller, and definitely a lot lighter weight. And not to mention, even the Hajiroboshi's head is bigger than the Marchosias, which I don't know why that is. The Marchosias' head is just small. I don't know how to feel about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would actually like to know your opinion on the Marchosias' small head. But for the final comparisons, we do have the Gundam Calibarn and the Age 2 Magnum. So pretty decently sized Gundam. So yeah, Marchosias is large. Again, it's well, it's a big kit. Well, for compared to like all of the other Iron Blooded Orphans frames, I would consider this a big, large kit, especially because of these wings. So, I do not have a stand with me right now. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. Extra polycaps and extra shoulder armor frame. And that's pretty much it. I don't have a stand with me right now. And, not to mention, I probably would not recommend putting this on a stand. I'd hate to say this, but I think this is probably one of those kits that you might want to just have standing on your shelf because of that backpack. If you do not have support for the backpack, see how I move that that platform away? Yeah, unless you tighten up the waist or cement the waist in place, if you don't like, it's gonna fall backwards on you over time, is my point. Yeah. Anyways, I'm losing my thoughts, but do I recommend this kit? Yes and no. Because one, it is back heavy. Two, may vary, but the V-fin was bent. So I count that. 3, the inner frame came out of box loose than a normal Gundam frame. 4, the wrists are attached by a polycap tunnel, if you want, I don't know what you want to call it. It just slides in, no locking, no sound effect. It just slides in, and it probably won't be good at holding things, I'd imagine. But I would recommend this if you want a good looking Gundam. I mean, I love this thing by design, by the appearance. I absolutely love this design. Well, the head, I wish the head was a little bit bigger, but that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to say about it. But yeah, so I would recommend this kit, but this is a personal preference. So this is my own opinion on it. So I'm a little biased because I do like this kit. But the build quality is the major point of needing to be fixed. Anyways, I think that's it for this video. If you did like it, please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this kit below. I don't know what else to say about it. The head is just so tiny, it's distracting me. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.